Hi, this is Trey Pastor, and welcome to my film series review. This is Volume 4. Um, now, I was trying to decide which film series to review next, since I've reviewed two film series already on my channel. The first one being the Planet of the Apes series, which I just finished concluding, and also the the Gangster series. I did that, so those two series are on my channel if you want to watch those in the playlist. Volume 1 and 2, or I guess Gangster Squad I think was 1 and Planet Ace was 2. I think could be the other way around. But anyway, and I'm currently on the film series with the films of the Coen Brothers, the 4 films, and my next review should already be up. It's for Raising Arizona. Okay, so for Volume 4, I looked around and looked at my film series, and then I came to something that I hadn't watched in a long time. So I picked the Alien Anthology, which will be all 4 Alien movies: Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. Okay, so the first movie I'm going to be reviewing, of course, is The Alien. Okay, that came out in 1979, directed by Ridley Scott, of course. Okay, and this movie, let me tell you who stars in it. Of course, Sigourney Weaver, who plays Ripley, and then you have Tom Skerritt, who plays Captain Dallas, and Veronica Cartwright is Lambert, and Harry Dean Stanton is Brett, and John Hurt is Kane. It's Kane! It's Kane! Now, then you have Ian Holm as Ash, and Yaphet Kotto as Parker. And basically, the story, like I said, came out in 1979, and it's about the commercial vessel. I think it's a towing vessel that called Nostromo. Nostromo, I think that's the way to pronounce it. The movie opens basically with them getting a distress beacon, okay, and it wakes everybody up from hypersleep, okay, because they thought they were on their way home to Earth, because they have this big thing they're towing, but they assume that they're going back to Earth, but then they discover that the ship Mother, they call Mother, has diverted them because it just got a distress beacon, okay, and it actually acts as them, and they have something in their contracts. They're contracted to do this 7-man crew, right? I think it's 7 people, right? Yeah, to investigate. If there's a strange thing, I think it's written in the contract. They even say in the movie that's a strange beacon that overrides, and they get to and they have to investigate it basically. Okay, so like I said, Tom Skerritt plays the captain, and then you have Ian Holm who plays Ash. He's the science officer. Okay, so actually they go down to the planet. They separate from the ship and they go down to the planet and start investigating. And of course, Kane, played by John Hurt, he gets attacked. Okay, literally gets attacked, and there's a strange organism on his spaceship. Okay, and then they decide to go back up to the space, but of course, at first, Ripley doesn't want to let him back in. He said, "What if he has a contaminant on him? She don't want to contaminate the rest of the ship and everybody else." But even though the Captain Dallas insists, she still is not budging until Ian Holm, who plays Ash, the medical officer, overrides it and lets him in. And then they, of course, take him out of his space chute and they lay him down, and they notice that he has this organism on his face, and it's basically down his throat. Literally, it's on his face and literally has its tentacle down his throat. And then they're trying to figure out ways to get it off. Okay, and they're exploring any possibility when Ash decides to cut one of below the knuckle of this creature that's on Kane's face, when it actually starts bleeding acid, and which literally bleeds, drops to the floor and eats through several different layers of the ship. Okay, which they quickly have to run down and repair. Okay, and of course Ash is, the doctor. He's fascinated with this creature. He noticed that it's basically helping Kane breathe. Okay, and they're trying to figure out what to do. Of course, Parker, played by Yaphet Kotto, who's like kind of a jokester, is saying freeze it, freeze it, freeze it. That's all he's saying. Freeze it. Just freeze it and be on our way back home. Okay, and then later they go back to observe Kane when they find out that the creature is off Kane's face now. It's not on his face anymore. So of course they, they think it's still alive, possibly, so they're looking in the room, looking all around until they find it, and it appears to be dead and dormant. Okay, and they're looking at it and examining it, and of course, Kane wakes up, and of course they ask him how he feels, and he feels okay, and he's hungry and thirsty, and of course they sit down and have a meal, and of course in the course of joking around and eating a meal, Kane starts to go into convulsions, and they basically lay him down on the table, and then that's when the alien makes its appearance in that infamous scene that mostly everybody has seen, bursts right out of his chest, okay, and scoots out of the way, and scoots, and is gone basically in a flash, okay, and that's the gist of the movie, okay, without spoiling the rest of it. I don't want to spoil the rest of it. Basically, this is that first appearance of this alien, okay, which started the whole franchise, and this creature, and this movie is super creepy and super intense, okay, and I love the way Ridley Scott shot this movie, because you have this big ship, and it feels so claustrophobic when you're watching it, and how everything is kind of, there's tension throughout the movie, even in calm parts where people are walking past, because it feels kind of claustrophobic, like everything is, you have these big metal things, and people have to go from one place to another, and it just feels claustrophobic, and once the alien makes its appearance and they start hunting it, okay, and then the hunter becomes the hunted, literally, in this movie. This alien starts basically hunting them down, okay, and then there's a twist which I don't want to spoil for those who haven't seen it. That comes, like I said, in the midst of them hunting it down, something happens, okay, and I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie, but like I said, this movie is like I said, super intense, super creepy, and I love the way they shoot the xenomorph, okay. He kind of blends in with the background and stuff, and when he makes his appearance, it's shocking, literally, and oh my God, what a creature, what a design for the xenomorph. He's just super creepy and man-like, and it's, I guess I would say, an adult form, I guess, and it's just really super intense, and the actors give their all, and oh my God, just, you feel so much for them. You feel, oh my God, you're right there with them, and hoping they survive and figure out a way to stop this thing. And a really, really great entry to the franchise. I would give this movie a 9 out of 10, because just because the tension in this movie and between the actors and even the ship as a creature is another character to me. The ship is another character. It just adds to the whole overall creepiness and the whole atmosphere of the movie, and the way Ridley Scott shot it, and the music also adds to the tension and stuff. And it's super creepy. One of the best sci-fi horror movies that's ever been made, and I definitely give this a 9 out of 10. Okay, definitely worth seeing. Okay, and let me know if you've seen this movie, what you think of it. Like I said, I give it a 9 out of 10. I just think it's one of the best sci-fi horror movies ever made. Okay, props to Ridley Scott for his direction in this, and props to the actors. Okay, who you feel their fear and you feel for them, and you're hoping that they survive. Okay, so that's my first review out of this Alien Anthology set. Okay, let me know what you think. And also, like I said, next Sunday, I'll be reviewing, of course, the second movie in the franchise, which will be Aliens, directed by the one and only James Cameron, of course. Okay, which kind of ups the ante. Okay, so that'll be my next review in my film series Volume 4. Okay, which will be the Alien franchise, with the Alien Anthology. Okay, so again, let me know what you think of Alien. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care. Stay tuned next week for my review of Aliens.